All right, hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Castellano channel once again. First off, I just want to say thank you for all the subscribers, all the positive feedback that we got from our launch video. Today we're going to be discussing life, love, and relationships. This is my wife, Linda.
Hey, and this is my husband,
David.
Sugar.
And so today we're going to be talking about adversity. And what I mean by adversity, I'm talking about arguments, disagreements. There are no perfect people in this world, so which means that not all relationships are perfect. So
no relationship is perfect.
I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on what I mean as far as like arguments go. I know that in the very beginning of any relationship, everybody's like very lovey-dovey, really into each other. Everything's like doing everything right. They don't want to like make anybody mad. They want to make sure that the flow is like really smooth. But after a while, there's always that one argument that pops up that causes adversity. So,
and I wanted to say also, I'm glad you said that. In the beginnings of things, you're so bubbly and in love and goosebumps and butterflies that even if somebody did sort of step on your toe, you overlook it a bit. But after time goes by, the truth of annoyances, differences, things that at first was cute ain't cute no more, things like that occur, and you have to learn how to have those conversations, communicate, and also basically just decide early on how you're gonna fight. And it's a certain thing, I call it fighting fair. You have to determine what that is. But before I get ahead of myself, I want to go into a little bit about adversity just when Dave and I first met. We had an immediate adversity from our families, our siblings, because of course most families want you to marry within your race, and we weren't doing that, and we weren't even married at the time. We were just dating, and there was a lot of concern about that. And we had to come to an agreement that we decided to choose us over everything.
Right.
Right. And that came about through a conversation with my mom, and I made her understand, give me a handshake, he's mine. And I meant that, and she knew that. And no matter what they were saying was going to take him from me, he was kind, he was sweet, he was considerate, and he accepted me exactly as I was.
Thank you.
Welcome, babe. And that was important to me, and I wasn't going to let nobody snatch it from me. I came to that conclusion, okay? And I know he had.
She had a tight grip. She had a tight grip on this. No one's going to be coming in between us.
Nobody's coming in between us, okay? And he also had some struggles with his family as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for the simple fact that we are from two different races, two different cultures altogether, that provided, it wasn't as easy.
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle to get through that. So, we had to overcome that and decide that we were going to live for each other and not for our families.
Or our friends, or our cousins, or our brothers and sisters. We had to just basically say, you know what?
We made each other first.
And we made each other first. And we've been doing that, and it has worked wonderfully for us to continue to make each other first. But in relationships, even with girlfriends and even with husbands and boyfriends, you have to have a conversation about, it's all about communication, but you have the conversation about how to fight fair. Like, what's your things you can't do? For us, we can't talk about each other's mamas or siblings or any of that. Can't do
Unless you're joking, of
No,
course.
we don't even really joke about that.
Not when it's serious, not when she's mad, not when I'm mad. It's like bringing up somebody else's family member, just talk about them like your mama jokes and everything. That's just no.
Yeah, and some people just say stuff because, it's tit for tat.
You're going to be sleeping on the couch if she don't kick you out the house.
But you've never slept on the couch.
No, I haven't.
In all these years.
Thank God.
We have a
We've always come to a conclusion where, it's, like what they say about marriage is, it's a compromise. So it's like, even though, if you do have an argument or anything like that, you always want to make sure that you get to, an even playing ground and, communicate what's frustrating you, with each other.
And
so
we're
this way
always
you
trying
can
to get
overcome
to the bottom of what actually happened, or how did I offend you, or what did I do. So my whole thing is...
Sometimes it's just a simple misunderstanding.
Oh my God, say that again.
Yeah,
Sometimes it is a misunderstanding. It is just a miss on both sides.
Tiniest misunderstanding.
Yes, and leads to, and we don't even know what happened. Okay, so what we do is, like I said, we don't do tit for tat. We're not trying. It's not about winning. in a relationship. It's about understanding.
Right.
Understanding what happened and what occurred. And it's about forgiveness because we're all
Because the
flawed.
Bible says,
We're flawed.
whatever you get an understanding.
Get it. Okay?
That's so important.
It is truly important. So once we get the understanding of what happened or what we went wrong, then it's easier to move from there. You know, and you know, it's important to say I'm sorry if you've offended someone, but it's also important to understand where you went wrong so that we don't have to keep going over the same thing over and over again. Even in friendships, in all relationships, that is just super important. If you've hurt somebody's feelings or did something that they did not appreciate, you got to go ahead and get an understanding so you don't have a repeat offense. Okay?
Absolutely.
And offense
Absolutely.
goes deep sometimes, you know, and you don't even realize that you hold in a grudge, you know. And what we don't do, and we decided this earlier on because of the Bible, we don't go to sleep angry. And the way we do this, we went to sleep, I don't want to say since we went to sleep, we went to bed a little peeved, but we always touch. We always hold hands. Always hold hands. So we might be even back to back, but we're still touching.
It's just that little bit of I still love you.
Love you.
I'm not like gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
Just
we
I'm not
might
gonna
have to sleep
stop
on this.
talking to you.
Yes.
There's been many relationships that whenever they have an argument or a disagreement of some sort, you know, they tend to get further and further apart. The
Right.
relationship and then
Yeah.
somehow fails.
And what we don't do is we don't take our information out to the street. So what happens between me and Dave, not that we don't share information with our friends, we both have close friends, but we don't really share to the extent of
You just can't give people access to whatever
everybody
you're
doesn't
going
need
through.
access to everything, every
Right.
experience you have, unless it's violence. Now if it's violence, okay, you need to tell somebody, bust him upside his head or something. I don't know. But other than that, we ain't never had that. But I'm just saying, it's not violent. But I'm just saying, if it was something like somebody needs to go get some help to get out of a situation, but in our situation, it hasn't ever been that. But it's important to have the conversation, determine early on how you're going to fight fair. Like, you know, some people, they love to bring up old stuff. It's no good. It's no good for the relationship.
Right, you can't throw things all willy
In
nilly in
people's
somebody's face.
Yeah.
That's just going to make the other person more angry. So
Right. And it's going
that's not the goal.
to cause that person to then try to throw something in your face and it becomes, you coming for me? Oh, I'm coming for you. So in our relationship, it's no coming for. Sometimes even he have gotten very angry and said something. I had to really take a step back and say, yeah, Chad, you said something. And I'm just basically, I'm not responding to that. I'm like Michelle Obama. When you go low, I
She
go
takes
high.
the high road, right?
I'm a
Right.
high road person, okay? I'm high road. Just recently, we had a disagreement. Just actually this Saturday, jumped up. I had 1,000 things happening in my mind that I needed to accomplish, and we had a full day scheduled. I forgot.
Just let me
let me finish this. I
Okay.
forgot
All right.
that coffee and food is important to him in the morning.
At least a piece of toast.
I
something.
forgot. So when I was like, hey, let's just go, we'll get something eventually, and eventually turned into what time? Maybe 1 o'clock. And we had been going since 8, and then he got like stanky. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And he was like,
My blood sugar was low.
so so I have to remember. So because I'm not perfect, I forgot. Because I don't require food like that. I require water. No, sometimes I don't require water. But
by 5 o'clock, if she hasn't eaten anything,
I get
she
a
gets
big
this, like,
headache. I get a
she
big
hit the
headache.
wall. She gets a big headache, and then she's wondering why. So
and he always be like,
and I'm here to tell.
girl, you ain't had no food today.
I don't say it like that though. I'm just like, did you eat yet?
Did you eat? And I'd be like, duh. Oh my gosh. A long time ago, remember when at the bank, he would call me and say, Linda, go to lunch. Because he would know I would get caught up working and I wouldn't go to lunch.
I'm guilty of the same thing too. I mean, I will work straight through sometimes.
Yeah.
Or most of the time, I won't even think about it until
Yeah.
after it's too late.
Yeah, so I actually have an alarm on my phone now to say, okay, take a lunch. But saying all that to say is that I forgot that it's so important for him to eat, and I had so many things I wanted to do. And David, he always say I'm a robot. He'd be like, you can just go and go and go and go. I have goals. You know what I'm saying? I got things I need to accomplish. And I just need to be sure to consider it. But I had to apologize. First of all, oh my God, I'm sorry. Then I tried to fix it. And I was like, let me get you something to eat. And he was so hungry and famished. He was like, I don't want anything to eat. No. And
Serious. I'm sure you all experienced that.
And so I pulled in Starbucks and I got him something to eat. And then he was grateful and he was better. But I had to fix it. I had to apologize. I had to fix it. And
Because
then he
I
had
was
to
stuck
forgive me.
rolling with her for that day, so I couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? Stuck. He couldn't escape. We had a dentist appointment to get our teeth cleaned, and he don't like going to the dentist either. So it was double. So it was a mess. But hopefully you all got something out of our crazy story and our what happened to us. And keep in mind a couple things. We want you to be sure to figure out, first of all, communicate. Figure out how you're going to fight fair things that are off the limits.
Take time to calm down. I'm not saying go spend the night out. I'm just saying
Walk away, maybe.
Just walk away for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Just go for a
Cool,
walk.
yeah.
Cool your jets, calm down,
And
so
come
that
back.
you can come back and talk about
And
it
have a conversation.
reasonably and have a
Right.
conversation.
Because it's never hopefully the argument isn't to the relationship's demise. It's to get to a solution and a resolution to figure out where we went wrong and let's get back on track.
And it always helps to pray.
Yes, that does.
Pray, ask
Absolutely.
God for advice, ask
Help,
God
direction.
help, direction. Ask Him to bless whatever's going to come out your mouth so that your partner or your wife or your husband can receive what
Right.
you're saying.
Because when you're talking for the person who's listening. You're not talking for yourself. That's an important thing, too.
Right.
We're a little bit over time, but I want to say this. You're not talking to,
Just
while
get
they're
over yourself.
talking,
Get over yourself.
for you to figure out what you're going to say. You're talking for them to understand you, and when they're talking, you should listen. Listening is important because some things are just horrible misunderstandings.
That's a whole nother topic we'll have to
Yes,
cover.
We'll have to cover that. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed our video for today. And don't forget to like if you haven't subscribed. We truly appreciate it. We're moving forward with being obedient to doing our YouTube video. And thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care. We'll see you next time.
Alrighty. Have a great one.
Bye.